Stop, look, listen, 'cause you're gonna hear a brand new story about a great engineer. He's the greatest of them all, we claim. Number one's his engine, Casey Jones, his name. Casey Jones, steaming and rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball S. Casey Jones, steaming and rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball Express.
Casey, the San Juan River's flooded. They're afraid the trestle might go out, so we got holding orders.
For how long?
Well, the dispatcher figures overnight here in Midvale. For you, that means home.
Hey, Mom, he's home.
Hi there, young fella.
Hi, Dad. I've been waiting for you. You're only about 3 minutes late.
According to this clock, I'm almost 3 hours late.
Well, I tried to fix it this morning. It ran backwards for a while, then stopped dead at noon.
Well, maybe that's why they call it a cuckoo clock. Tell Mom I'll wash up.
Be sure to wash up good, Dad, and put on your best suit. We got a surprise for you tonight.
Well, it must be a big surprise. Alice? Alice, your kitchen floor's all wet. Who left this back door open?
We did. All right, close the door and bolt. In there. How many of you live here?
There's my wife and son.
Just the three of you?
That's right.
You're lying. How come that table's set with 4 places?
I don't know. Maybe we're having company tonight.
You sure are.
Hey, Pop, surprise! Aunt Doris came for dinner tonight.
All right, ladies. Nobody tries to leave the house, nobody gets hurt. Now we're hungry.
Do what he says, Alice. Don't ask questions.
Anybody tries to leave this cozy little family won't have no family to come back to, understand?
Casey, take your place at the table.
Got any guns in the house?
I've got a shotgun.
Where is it?
It's upstairs in the bedroom closet.
Take a look. Don't just look for a shotgun.
I got you.
You mind telling me who you men are?
Just a couple of strangers got caught out in the rain.
Alice, I'm afraid. So am I.
Draw up a chair, Billy boy.
Shotgun was right where he said it was. But I found this hid under a pillow. Guess maybe he forgot it.
Nice gun. Good sights. What would you like to be sighting on now, engineer? Me, maybe?
The gun was upstairs. I'm downstairs. I'd have had to have a long reach.
Sure. Yeah. You'd either have to have a long reach or a tall story, maybe, like you had to go upstairs and close a window or something like that. Now, you get this straight, mister. I don't want to have to kill you. I can't afford to kill you unless I have to.
Frank, I don't feel so good.
Well, you got to get something in your stomach, Billy boy. Go ahead and eat.
Sit down in your chair, Casey.
I'd rather stand by you.
What's the matter with the boy?
Well, what do you think's the matter with him?
Now, there ain't no need to be scared, son. Why, I got a boy about your age myself. Now, you sit down there and try to eat, huh?
I'm not very hungry.
Sure, I know that, but it's like I used to tell my boy. Now, growing kids gotta eat, so you sit down there and start in.
You could eat a lot better if you take that gun off the table.
I ain't gonna do nothing to the boy. What kind of a man you think I am?
What's the matter with him?
Fell off the chair.
How long ago was he shot?
Why do you want to know that?
It's a chest wound. I've seen one like this before. The man walked around for a while, and the wound opened up again. We're doing more harm than good if we try and move him. This boy needs a doctor.
Don't you think I know that?
Let me get Doc Meredith.
You're staying right where you are. Nobody's leaving. Everybody stays.
Bessie, the Sheriff Time.
What does he want?
Well, how would I know?
All right, get him in the kitchen. Give him a hand there.
Bessie. Bessie, it's Tom Time.
All right, get rid of him. I'll be watching.
Evening, Tom.
Well, it's not a good evening if a man has to be out in it. Say, how about I caught you right at dinner?
Well, my sister's here. We were just about to sit down.
Well, I hate to take you away from home on a night like this, but I need every man I can find. Get your shotgun, will you, Casey? I'll wait for you.
My shotgun? What for?
A couple of men broke jail over in Junction City. U.S. Marshal was holding them there, waiting for your train. Our job is to take them back.
You know where they are?
Right here in Midvale. You've heard of these men, Frank Reeder and Billy Mapes.
Oh, I read about them last Thursday. They're the ones that tried to hold up the express car on the Sunset Westbound Limited.
Well, they'd got by with it, except this U.S. Marshal was aboard. He's the same marshal took them to jail over in Junction City.
And you think they're in Midvale?
I know they're in Midvale. They broke into Doc Meredith's house about 2 hours ago.
Broke in.
Well, the younger man, Billy Mapes, took a bullet in the chest when they escaped from the marshal. Reeder put a gun in his face and ordered him to operate.
Did he?
Well, Doc's a pretty shrewd old coot. He tricked his way out of the house. He sent for me, but by the time I got there, no Frank Reeder, no Billy Mapes.
Well, they're probably long gone by now, then.
No, not by a long shot. The posse's got this whole town surrounded. You go ahead and get your shotgun.
Not tonight, Tom.
You mean you can't go?
Well, it's not because my sister's here. It's just that, well, little Casey, he's kind of ill, and his mom put him to bed.
Well, did you send for Doc Meredith?
Oh, no, I don't mean he's that bad. It's just that, you know, when a boy doesn't feel good, he wants to have his father around.
Yeah, I got kids of my own, I know.
Well, you know how it is, then.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry, Sheriff.
You did all right with that sheriff. Now what are we going to do about him? At first I thought he'd just fainted, but he's not coming around.
He may never come around if you don't get him to a doctor.
You heard what the sheriff said. I tried to get him to a doctor once before tonight.
Well, try again.
How can I? By this time, the whole town is wise, and they probably got a deputy sheriff staked out at the doc's house. Even an engine driver could figure that out.
Why not bring the doctor here?
Sure. Bring the doctor, and he brings the posse. What's on your mind, anyway?
You know what I've got on my mind. First, my whole family's at stake. And secondly, this boy's life is at stake.
His life's at stake. What about my life? Don't you think it's at stake, too?
For attempted robbery and being a fugitive? You may spend the rest of your life in prison, but at least it's life.
You know that sheriff out there? When he was telling you about Billy and me escaping from that United States Marshal over in Junction City, he left out one little item. You know, that Marshal got himself shot. He's dead. And Billy didn't do it. I did it.
How can you be so cruel? You sit here stuffing your face and your friend lies dying?
Doris, stay out of this.
I'm going to answer that for you, lady. When Billy and me escaped over in Junction City, he knew there was a certain risk. Well, he gambled and lost, and from now on, I'm looking out for my own neck.
You really think that's worth saving?
You stay right where you are, engineer. I can kill you. I got nothing to lose if I do.
Oh.
Come on, Doris. Alice, help me get him into the guest room.
You can't move him upstairs. His wound will open up.
The guest room is downstairs.
Seems to be resting more quietly now.
The rest won't cure him. What do you plan to do about it?
That's my business.
Why did you bring him here?
Because you're the engineer of the Cannonball Express. We heard about the storm warning and that you had to lay over. When that train gets to rolling again, you'll be on it, and Billy and me figure to be there with you.
How'd you figure on getting past the sheriff?
You're the engineer. You'll have to work that one out, especially if your family comes along with us. And since I got the gun, the plan still stands.
All right. You've got a gun on my family. I might be able to smuggle you aboard, but the sheriff's apt to ask questions when he sees a man on a stretcher.
That's the one change in the plan. Billy stays here.
Who stays with him?
Nobody. What do you think I'm going to do, leave somebody here to call the sheriff?
Aren't you going to leave somebody to call the doctor?
Call the doctor, he brings the sheriff. I don't like it myself. Billy's a nice kid, but...
He stood by you once.
What do you mean?
I read all about the holdup. The marshal caught you in the express car red-handed. Billy had a chance to escape, but he didn't run. He came back for you.
What are you trying to prove?
Billy Mapes stood by you once. Now it's your turn.
What do you mean I didn't stand by Billy? Didn't I risk my neck to get him to a doctor? What do you expect me to do now? Stick my neck in a hangman's noose?
Frank.
All right. Everybody in there.
Where am I? In the hospital?
Just lie quietly, Billy.
What about Frank? Is he all right?
Why don't you ask him?
It's all right, Billy. Nothing to worry about. I'm right here.
For how long?
Why don't you shut up?
Frank, I'm on fire. I need a glass of water.
You heard him. Go get it. About time. Here, give this to him. What took you so long?
I had to go to the kitchen. I smelled some smoke. My wife left some stew on the stove.
How's that, Billy? Nice and cool?
It's good, Frank. It helps put out the fire.
Sure. Or does it? What's burning?
I told you my wife left some stew on the stove.
All right, everybody into the kitchen.
Come on! Move!
right, engineer. If you want to see your sister alive, help me get this fire out. Inside.
Stay out here.
Take over! All right, let's get some water up there.
Well, I gotta hand it to you for one thing, engineer. You think on your feet. Come in here, start a fire. Town's all full of posse. Next thing I know, I got the Midvale Fire Department all over the house. Well, let's hope for your sake that nobody saw it.
Casey! Alan! It's Red Rock!
Fireman?
No, he's my conductor on the train.
You think you saw the fire?
How would I know?
Well, get out there and get rid of them like you did the sheriff. Your family will be in with Billy.
Casey! It's Red Rock! Casey! Well, you sure took a long time opening that door, Case. It smells like somebody tried to set the house afire.
Alice burned some stew. I'm sorry I can't ask you to stay, Red Rack, but it's been a bad night all the way around.
Well, at least the storm is over.
Is it?
Yeah, we got new orders. Cannonball pulling out of Midvale at 8 a.m. There is trouble, though. The sheriff is looking for a couple of fugitives. They killed a United States Marshal. He said it seemed like you didn't want to join the posse.
Well, why should I want to go out in a posse on a night like this? I mean, my job's running the train.
My job, too. Well, I'm clear off the track myself. Oh!
Casey Jr.'s had a bad night, too. He caught a cold. Alice has got him bedded down here.
Alice, mind if I tell him hello?
Well, she's trying to get him to sleep. I'll see you in the morning, huh?
Yeah. I'll be waving you a highball at 8 a.m. right on the second.
Your little fire didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't work.
That gives us just one more fire to worry about, don't it?
What fire?
The fire underneath the boiler of the Cannonball Express when it pulls out of Midvale tomorrow morning. I heard the conductor say he's going to give you the highball at 8 a.m. You'll be there, and I'll be there.
What about him?
He stays.
Stays to die?
Not so loud.
Are you afraid to let Billy know that you're walking out on him?
Billy's got to stay. Now, what do you expect me to do? Walk in there and tell him?
Would it ease your mind if I told him?
You say one word to Billy and you won't be on that train tomorrow.
Neither will you.
I call a doctor, I get a posse. Now, what would you do?
I'd get the doctor.
Sure. All you got is a date with a train. I got a date with a rope.
Tonight you told us at the table you had a son. You told it to my boy.
I do.
Did. So?
Would you have your own son stay and die?
Billy Mapes, my son? I'm not that old.
Is that your boy?
Where'd you get this?
I found it in the kitchen. Must have dropped out of your pocket while you were fighting the fire. Nice-looking boy. You see much of him?
If it's any of your business, I don't see him at all anymore.
But you carry his picture.
Why not? He's still my boy, ain't he? I'm his father.
Sure. But you wouldn't want anything to happen to your boy. What about that boy?
Billy? He's no boy. He's a man. He can take care of himself.
Can he? After you walk out on him?
Billy's got to stay here. Can't you get that through your head?
Just took his pulse again. I'm afraid he can't last. He wants to talk to you.
All right, go inside. Talk to him. Go on. What do you need, Billy boy?
I've been thinking, Frank. I can't make that train tomorrow morning.
What do you mean you can't make it? I got the engineer right here.
Frank, you gotta leave me here. The longer you hang around here, the less chance you got of getting out on that train yourself.
Now, wait a minute, Billy. You don't think I'd pull out of here and leave you behind, do you?
Wouldn't you?
Frank, wait. He's your ticket. You can't kill him.
He's a ticket for both of us the first thing in the morning.
It's no use, Frank. I can't make it. But you can.
Why don't you tell him the whole truth?
Why don't you stay out of this?
Frank, listen to me. You don't owe me anything. Just because I went back for you that time was because we were both in it together. You don't owe me nothing.
The boy feels he's going to die. He doesn't want you to risk your neck for him. Why don't you take him up on it? Walk out and let him die in peace. He's willing.
I told you to stay out of this.
Frank.
Go ahead, Reader. Shoot.
Frank.
Tear up your ticket out of here for sure.
All right. All right, send her for a doctor, but she better come back along with him.
What shall I tell him?
You tell him. Tell him the boy's got a cold, and make sure that's all you tell him.
Do exactly as he says, Doris. And don't tell Dr. Meredith anything that's happened here in the house. Do you understand?
Yes.
She better understand. Wait a minute. All right. We're getting a doctor for Billy. But as for us, our deal still goes. I'm gonna be on that train tomorrow morning. What time is it? And I don't mean by that clock.
Just so happens, for the first time in a week, this clock is exactly right.
Casey? Casey! It's Doc Meredith.
Let him in.
Doctor?
There's someone crouched on the front porch.
I couldn't help it, Casey. The sheriff.
All right. Tell him to come in with his hands up.
Tom, he knows you're out there. He's got a gun on my sister. Come in with your hands up.
I ought to let you have it.
I didn't tell the sheriff.
That's right, Reader. She had nothing to do with my coming along. It was Red Rock, Casey's conductor.
Red Rock? What do you have to do with it?
When he stopped by here, he noticed the table was set for 6 places. Down at the depot, they told him Mrs. Jones was expecting only one surprise guest.
Believe me, it's true.
I've already sent for the deputies, Reader. You'll never get away with this.
I can try, Sheriff. I can try. All right, beautiful, you and...
Get him! Get him! Here, Casey, get off Kelly! Huh? Here, Casey, stop it. Kelly, threaten my family?
What'd you hit him with? The throttle off the cannonball?
This isn't the throttle. It's the winding weight off the cuckoo clock.
Well, we're about set to roll, Casey.
We're ready when you are.
Well, went by the hospital. Billy Mitch will pull through all right.
When I told you I'd be on your train today, I didn't figure it'd be this way.
So long for now, we'll be soon Casey comes a-rolling by again with a steaming boiler and a smoking stack. And the wheels striking thunder from the railroad track. There'll be Casey Jr. and the Red Rock too. Fireman Wally and the rest of the crew in a thrilling adventure that's a lot of fun. When Casey takes the throttle for another run. Casey Jones, steaming and a-rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle. Stop, look, listen, 'cause you're gonna hear a brand new story about a great engineer. He's the greatest of them all, we claim. Number one's his engine, Casey Jones, his name. Casey Jones, steaming and rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball S. Casey Jones, steaming and rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball Express.
All right, men, you all know what to do. Let's make those Greenhorn Railroad hands wish they were back in Europe where they belong. Come on. Stop!
So that's why more and more people from other countries are coming to America to settle.
Just like Papa and me.
That's right, Carl. And the government is making this cattle land into farm country so that you and your people will have a place to live.
Isn't that what they call homesteading, Dad?
Homesteading. That's right, boy. And it takes a lot of work to get it rolling. Like the new spur line the railroad is building and the new dam the Army engineers just finished.
Why do they need a dam?
Well, irrigation. Crops won't grow without water. Yes, Olaf, in just a matter of a few weeks. Those farmlands the railroad promised you won't be just a dream.
I hope it all comes true, Casey.
It will. Why didn't somebody tell me it was getting so late? It's time for bed, boys.
Oh, it's still early, and you got us wide awake with your stories.
Blame it all on me. To bed, on the double.
Good night, Dad.
Good night.
Good night, Papa.
Good night, Carl.
Olaf, that's the wonderful thing about America. Here, two boys born over 6,000 miles apart are tossed together in just a few months. You'd think they'd known each other all their lives.
You had much to do with it, Casey. Making my boy and me feel welcome here in America. You get me job with railroad, recommend me for foreman.
You worked hard. You deserve it.
Last year, in the old country, when my wife passed away, I thought the end of the world. Now, I'm in the new world, learning to be an American citizen. But there are so many things I do not understand, Casey. Why do the people in the valley want to fight with us? Trying to stop the railroad from going through here. And you know what the government said. No railroad, no farms.
Well, the cattlemen were here first, and they just don't give up easy.
We put the track down, they rip it up.
You see, they use this whole valley for grazing.
But why do they fight in a free country?
Now what's the trouble?
Dad!
You boys stay where you are.
Put that fire out!
What do you think you're doing? This is railroad property.
First man that makes a move gets a bullet.
Judd, what in tarnation's gotten into you people, riding down here in the middle of the night like a pack of vigilantes?
Don't interfere, Casey. We're doing what we think is right.
Destroying other people's property? You think that's right? Judd, you're wrong, dead wrong. But if it's a fight you want, believe me, you've really got one.
You think this crew will fight?
Well, you're not the only ones that can throw lead.
Now, take it easy, Casey. We don't want any trouble with you. Our fight is with the railroad.
You fight the railroad and you're fighting me.
Now, look, Casey, we've been friends too long to fall out now. You know what this land means to us.
There's grazing land on the other side of the dam. Now, be sensible and go home.
Maybe that's what you want, but we don't. We're not going to let the railroad finish this track. There'll be no homesteaders in this valley.
Judge, you're wrong again. That's what these men have been working for. That's what the government promised, and that's the way it'll be.
We'll see about that.
Judge, you and your men mount up and get out of here before someone really gets hurt.
We're going, but we'll be back. And if there is any bloodshed, you have only yourself to blame, Casey. Come on, men.
What a mess. All our food and supplies ruined. Lots of equipment.
Well, there's plenty more back in Midvale. We'll run it out here the first thing in the morning.
We have to have faith. No use, I tell you. You never finish. Better give up. I've tried my best to argue with them, Casey.
Stop, look, listen, 'cause you're gonna hear a brand new story about a great engineer. He's the greatest of them all, we claim. Number one's his engine, Casey Jones, his name. Casey Jones, steaming and rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball S. Casey Jones, steaming and rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball Express.
Casey, the San Juan River's flooded. They're afraid the trestle might go out, so we got holding orders.
For how long?
Well, the dispatcher figures overnight here in Midvale. For you, that means home.
Hey, Mom, he's home.
Hi there, young fella.
Hi, Dad. I've been waiting for you. You're only about 3 minutes late.
According to this clock, I'm almost 3 hours late.
Well, I tried to fix it this morning. It ran backwards for a while, then stopped dead at noon.
Well, maybe that's why they call it a cuckoo clock. Tell Mom I'll wash up.
Be sure to wash up good, Dad, and put on your best suit. We got a surprise for you tonight.
Well, must be a big surprise. Alice? Alice, your kitchen floor's all wet. Who left this back door open?
We did. All right, close the door and bolt. In there. How many of you live here?
There's my wife and son.
Just the three of you?
That's right.
You're lying. How come that table's set with 4 places?
I don't know. Maybe we're having company tonight.
You sure are.
Hey, Pop, surprise! Aunt Doris came for dinner tonight.
All right, ladies. Nobody tries to leave the house, nobody gets hurt. Now we're hungry.
Do what he says, Alice. Don't ask questions.
Anybody tries to leave this cozy little family won't have